everyone, my name is E.T. and if this is the first time you're watching my Facebook live video, I'm a financial educator, and basically what I do is I educate and inspire people to take charge of their finances instead of letting their finances take charge of them. So this entire series is called Learning the F Word. So the F word that I'm referring to is finance. Okay. So finance itself has different portions. So in this series, what I'm going to share with you is about the money personality. So different weeks, I will actually share with you about different kind of topics, and it will be very different from my past Facebook live video, because in the past I was only sharing about very technical stuff, like your CPF Life, your MediShield, your ElderShield and stuff like that. You still can ask me about all these things. It's just that I prefer people to PM me with regards to all the technical stuff rather than to share it on Facebook Live, because to me, I feel that every individual have different scenario and different needs, wants, situation and stuff like that. So it's very important for me to get to know you better, to understand what are the things that you are going through, and from there give you the advice that is most suitable for you. Okay, so today, so maybe just to do a recap, the last two episodes, okay, so the first episode I was sharing more about the emotions behind the decision that you make when it comes to finance, and also the belief of money. So I hope that the first two episodes have been very it's something new to you, and that you will actually take back. It actually made you think a lot more when you're making your money decision making, okay, your decision in terms of finance. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you the next three money personality. Okay, first two in the previous episode, I was sharing about saver as well as spender, and I'm so glad that there were people who actually feedback to me that they have learned a bit more about what exactly is a saver and what exactly is a spender. And I realized a lot of people are just like me. We are spender, but the thing is that most importantly is you need to remember that there is no best or worst of money personality. It's all about having our strength and our weaknesses, and if we know what is our weakness, what should we do to ensure that we don't overspend. Okay, so the next three money personality that I'm going to share with you, okay, the first one is the risk taker. Okay, so as what you can tell from the term risk taker loves taking risk. Okay, so it doesn't have to so when it comes to risk taker, it doesn't matter what form of risk that they are taking, as long as it's something that makes them excited. It could be like a new business opportunity, it can be like a new business startup. They are so excited when it comes to like new and adventurous stuff. Okay, so that is what you call a risk taker. Okay, so let me share with you what are the strengths of the risk taker. For risk takers, most of the time what they actually do is a lot of things they actually depends on their gut feel. For example, if they see a new startup and they have a very good feeling that new startup is gonna be very successful and they can see long term, they most of the time they actually depends on their gut feel to make decision. So because of the fact that they actually use their gut feel to make decision, so they're able to grab any opportunity that can potentially have high returns as well. But of course, on the downside is that because of their quick decision making skills, sometimes it might lead to losses too. So that is one of the strengths that they have, and that they don't hesitate. Okay, and when we come about when talking about the weaknesses, okay, because as you know, risk taker usually they see things in bigger picture, so they are not as detailed because they don't go into the minute detail and scrutinize every single thing. So sometimes they come across as a bit too impatient, or they're always like their pace is always very fast. Okay, and a lot of their focus is on earning money. Okay, earning money meaning that as long as they see any opportunity that allows them to actually potentially earn a great amount of interest or returns, they will just go for it. Okay, so when it comes to taking risk, okay, as a challenge of the risk taker, there is something that I need to let you know, because risk takers, they're always so concerned about earning money, about growing the money as fast as possible compared to other types of investments or stuff like that. So what is important for risk taker to take note of is that while you are there trying to find different ways and different ways to earn quick money or to grow your money as fast as possible, always remember that apart from your investments, you need to, number one, okay, diversification, because risk takers, they always look at the amount of interest. So what happened is that when something happened, they don't diversify. So when they lose a lot, they can potentially lose a lot of money at one time. So first tip for risk taker is to diversify. Okay, the second thing that I will recommend for risk taker to do, okay, is to actually, okay, so diversification is one of it. Okay, second thing is to ensure that while you are there growing your money, always remember to ensure that you have your basic insurance in place. Okay, because I do know a lot of people who are risk takers, and often they always spend a lot of money on investments, and stuff like that, that they forgot that if one day something happened to them, could be an illness, can be a cancer or stuff like that, their investment won't be able to pay for, number one, their medical bills if they are not covered for hospitalization, and number two, it won't be able to replace their income. Yep, so that is one tip I have for people who are risk taker. Okay, so the next money personality that I wanted to share with you is opposite of the risk taker, which is the security seeker. Okay, so security seeker, their strength is that they are excellent planners. Okay, they like to hold on to security. So typically people who are security seekers, you will realize that they have a lot of cash in their bank account because they don't like to invest. To them, investment equates to high risk, and high risk equals to high return. So at the end of the day, one of the weakness that they have is that because they are so they want to secure their money and they refuse to do anything about it. So sometimes they can come up as, number one, overly negative. Okay, like when you talk to someone who is a security seeker, what will happen is that they always put their money in the bank and they will always say that, well, if I invest, what happens if the money is lost, or etc. So they tend to be on a more negative side. Okay, and then they always like to do tons of research before they even commit to invest anything. So what happened is that when they start to do a lot of research, it gets too much for them, that they can be paralyzed. They end up having paralysis by analysis. Okay, which means they can compare products, and stuff like that, and at the end of the day, they don't know what they need to do and they choose not to do anything about it. Okay, so another weakness of a security seeker is that they end up missing out a lot of opportunities, mainly because of fear. Okay, not because, okay, so that is the weakness of a security seeker. So as you know, there's this thing called inflation. So as long as, at the end of the day, right, things will get more and more expensive. So as a security seeker, you need to ensure that you have a diversified portfolio. So there are actually ways for you to invest that is not as risky as you think. So it's important for you to find someone that you trust to help you to invest. Okay, and the last one that I wanted to share is about flyer. Okay, so the thing about flyer is, flyers themselves, they have no they are not affected by money at all, and probably to them, to them money is just for them to use and stuff like that. So for flyer, they are actually, number one, less motivated by money, which is one of the strengths. Okay, it can also be a form of weakness if they are in the sales industry. Okay, and they often treasure the relationship. Okay, the weakness is that because they don't really care about money and stuff like that, so sometimes their partner, their spouse, their family members might feel like as if they don't care at all. But the fact is that it's not that they don't care, but it's just that they feel that money to them is, it's not something that is very, very important. So because of the fact that money to them is not so important, they do not have as much money. When it comes to money management skills, they actually lack of money management skills. So if someone as a flyer, so basically when someone who is a flyer, okay, and someone who cares a lot about money management, okay, they can make a good match because one of them will be the decision maker and the other one will be okay with it. So sometimes when it comes to relationship, it's important for us to know our strength and weaknesses so that at the end of the day, we have to know what our spouse, our family members, our friends, which kind of money personality that they are, and then we'll be able to understand more. Okay, and of course, I hope by sharing about money personality, you yourself can watch through my video and to understand what is the reason why you make certain decision, and also to reflect upon whether or not it could be due to your family upbringing, or even events that happened when you were growing up that's causing you to actually adopt a certain belief about finance. Okay, so I'll be having another series of Facebook Live video, which I will actually surprise you with another topic next week. So I'll be coming up with another series where I will be interviewing inspiring woman entrepreneur to share with us about their journey as an entrepreneur, about their stories, about their struggles, and I hope that through this Facebook Live video, I'll be able to inspire more entrepreneurs to step up. And also, being an entrepreneur can be a lonely journey. So I just want to, let all the entrepreneurs out there know that, you are not the only one struggling and, stuff like that. Yeah, so if you have any inspiring woman entrepreneur that you have in mind for me to interview, feel free to private message me, and then from there we'll see how it goes. So I'm really looking forward to do that part of the Facebook Live series. And most importantly is, number one, you need to ensure that you are taking charge and do something about it, because just by watching my Facebook Live video is not gonna have any changes to your life. You need to, number one, apply what you have learned, and number two, if you need someone to help you to restructure your finance, review your insurance or investment portfolio, feel free to private message me and I'll be glad to help you with that. Okay, a very good night everyone, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. So my next Facebook Live will be on Saturday, so I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Bye, good night.